Hello my lovely gamers, my name is Jonal and today we're taking a look at how to counter Genji as Genji, which is one of the requested videos. Unfortunately, this is probably going to be a little bit longer because I want to cover this. It's a little bit more complicated and there's some very nice tricks that really can give you a high advantage against your enemy Genji. But therefore, of course, the video is going to be a little bit longer than my standard how to counter guides. Now, with no further ado, we're just gonna jump right into this, and the first and most important rule is you need to use what's called the sweep strike advantage. And the sweep strike advantage essentially just means that the guy that hits with the sweep strike first will have the biggest advantage, or will, in a lot of most situations, win the 1v1. The reason for this is because, of course, you do 50 damage, and then you do 100, then 150, and then he's dead. And the guy that lands first, let's just say that you only hit with swift strike and you don't really do any damage in particular that gives him an advantage, right? So he doesn't land enough shurikens to deal 50 damage or more than 50 damage onto you. Then you will first take him down to 150, then he will take you down to 150, right? And then you take him down to 100, he takes you down to 100, then you take him down to 50. And as long as he has not hit you with anything, and he won't do more damage, right? Then he will take you down to 50 or 40 or 30 or 1 HP. As long as it doesn't land a shuriken or melee, you're still good, right? And then you're gonna do your last dash, dealing 50 damage, and then you have won the 1v1. And this is the easiest way to take control over the fight and give you the biggest advantage. And if you're on a flank and you meet the enemy Genji, let's say it's in a proper competitive match, you meet the enemy Genji, landing the first dash, maybe you follow up with a melee, maybe when you dash you toss the shuriken, as I talked about in my Genji damage combo. That might just be enough pressure for him to actually just back off, which is what you a lot of time want to do when you're 1v1ing him. Now, as I said, even if you get the swift strike advantage, it doesn't mean that you're winning, as if he deals more than 50 damage onto you, so he deals 51 damage for example, that means that he will kill you one swift strike ahead of you. So if he is out aiming you, then you can still lose, of course, because, well, this is a skill-based game and that's what you have to expect. So going toe-to-toe against someone that just aims way better than you, that can be a problem. Now, using deflect is used for, well, a lot of reasons and a lot of good ways. First of all, reflecting back shurikens, normally just to negate damage. Reflecting back and hoping to get a hit is very hard. That's because when you deflect something, it's already hard to aim with it, and it's already hard to hit a Genji with your standard fire modes. Therefore, you anticipating his shots, hitting your deflect and getting back at it, it's very hard to predict, especially on further ranges. Therefore, it's normally used to just negate enemy damage. And there are a little bit other one that is in when I'm going to talk about it in just a second, which is where you flip the swift strike advantage. So if he has the swift strike advantage, you can actually flip that onto him. But in general, deflecting that back at him, and when you have the swift strike advantage over him, okay, and you maybe had taken a little bit of damage. You have 20 HP left, he has 50 HP left because you didn't let any shurikens, and that means that, okay, he only needs one shuriken to kill you. Deflect lasts for about 2 seconds, so if you can just pop deflect, you'll be invulnerable because he doesn't have swift strike. You're now invulnerable until you get your dash back, and then you can land the dash. Also, if he tries to Dragon Blade you, if you pop deflect and you have your swift strike ready, you can actually survive the Dragon Blade for long enough to get the dash through and kill secure him. So that's usually what is used when you still have the swift strike advantage. It's just to outlast and wait on you getting back your own swift strike. Now then we get over to the more advanced stuff. What happens if the Genji gets a swift strike advantage onto you? This can happen in, well, a lot of situations, right, where he just managed to get that advantage on you, and that's when we have flipping the swift strike advantage. Now, essentially, this is a little bit of a coward strat. Well, there's multiple ways to do it, so let's take the two. The first one is just to out-aim him with shurikens, right? As I talked about, so you get him to a low HP bar, and that way you just have a damage advantage. He still gets the dash before you, but you have out-damaged him, done more than 50 damage to him while he has not really done anything to you. That's very simple as long as you have good aim. Now, then there's a more advanced one. Essentially it is, okay, let's say that he dashed you and it takes you 2 seconds to react. Then you do your dash combo, and now he has a swift strike advantage of 2 seconds. What you need to do now, if you don't think that you can outshoot him, is you need to back off. If there's now in this situation you cannot heal, in this situation there's no shields you can hide behind. Essentially, you need to just back off, and that can be done by when you hit him with your swift strike, you make sure that you hit him so that you create a distance so that you can back off. All you then need to do is hide until you get your swift strike back, putting you of course in a bad situation, not let him free fire shuriken at you so he can deal that damage advantage. But just making sure that you can back off, wait until you get the swift strike back, and now you can engage. And if you now land the Swift Strike before he lands his, now you have the Swift Strike advantage. Of course, he can do the exact same thing. That's why a lot of time it's smart that when you have a Swift Strike advantage to apply pressure to the enemy Genji. Don't be overconfident, don't be cocky, don't just rush him and take a lot of shuriken damage. You need to be smart about it, but letting him back off, also because a lot of time that makes him heal, that will give him health backs, or just healing in general, giving him some kind of advantage, but also because you're allowing him to flip the Swift Strike advantage, which you never want to do. Now, in the end now, we're gonna take a little bit look at Dragon Blades, and this is because a lot of people seem to not know how to actually fight a Dragon Blade with another Dragon Blade. This rarely happens, of course. A lot of time, if it happens, they are really intentionally attacking the enemy backlines. But what if you want to take down the enemy Dragon Blade with your Dragon Blade? And it's all about becoming calm. There's no real need for you to land a Swift Strike onto him, because as I talked about in my Genji Dragon Blade guide, it only will deal 50, you will deal 120, doing that he still has 20 HP left. So unless you have done damage before, you still need that second swing. You need 2 swings to kill him, or 2 dashes in 1 swing. Something in that combination, unless you got a nano boost, which in this situation you don't. So essentially what you want to be calm. And what most Genjis does when they do have Dragon Blade is that just hold down left click, just swing, 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 swing. When you are going up against another guy with a Dragon Blade, what you want to do is you want to cut him, and you want to tab that cut. You don't want to hold down, you want to move towards him with your Dragon Blade out, and as soon as you are inside range, you want to do the first swing. If both of you swing at the same time, it can be smart to dash, unless you got, the first swing off, because then you will swing, he will swing, and you will swing, and you will die. Very similar to the Swift Strike advantage, but what you can do, you can swing, and if you swing about the same time, then you can dash past him, turn around, and swing again. And it's all about staying calm, it's all about being ready to swing and not just hold left mouse button, because if you hold the left mouse button, you will swing, then he will get inside the range, and then you will swing again. But it's only the last swing that will actually hit. So what will actually happen is you will swing, you miss, because you are not inside range, he will hit you will hit him, he will hit you, and you will lose. So just staying calm. It's very similar to the Swift Strike advantage, right? It's all about getting that first swing, first cut onto him. This way you will win. I hope this helps, guys. If it did, then remember to press like and dislike. If it didn't, subscribe if you like what I do here on this channel and you want to support it. It really means a lot. We hit 2.5k just recently, so I'm really hyped about that. So I want to say thank you to everyone in the Discord community, which you also can join. Thank you everyone following me on Twitter in general, everyone being awesome in this community, seeing people helping each other out even though they have no good reason to do it. You're not making views, you're not making subscribers, you're just helping other people in our Discord community just to help them out, which is really, really nice to see. And I want to thank you all for that. I want to thank you for the amazing support and the amazing channel that we're building here, where everyone can help everyone, where everyone can help improve, and there's a space for anyone, no matter what rank, no matter what hero you're playing. There's always a space for anyone in this community, which I think is really, really awesome. As always, guys, my name is Jonal, and keep the enemy in your crosshair.
I can feel the